I'm Joost and I'm here today to look at matte clays, and there are certainly some to avoid, but these are the 7 best. You have to love the style here with this little skeleton with an Elvis-like coif here, and it looks amazing. And it really is strong clay. It holds my hair up pretty well, and I like my hair up. Now the advantage here is that it's pretty matte. There isn't any shine at all, which means my hair can be a little bit browner than black, which it gets when I get like a wet pomade or a gel in there. And it actually really smells really good. I think with this in your hair you almost don't have to wear any cologne or aftershave, because this already gives off a nice little scent here. Now this has a completely matte finish and adds a ton of texture, which is perfect for my short hair, and I like it up and to stay up all day. You can also go through my hair during the day without having to reapply anything. Now if you want to apply this, take out a little and warm that in your hands. Then just rub it across your hands a few times. And then you can apply that all over your hair. You can see I've done my son and myself with this, and just a little bit of product has left the jar and the rest is still in there, so you only need a tiny bit here. This has one of my favorite smells, so my wife always says she really loves this one. And the cool thing is you can wash this out with almost any shampoo, so it doesn't leave any residue, and it leaves you with a blank canvas to sculpt your hair in any way you want again. It's one of the best matte finishes I've tried. This clay is really matte. It couldn't be more matte actually. And this one also smells quite nice. It's a little bit more rugged, more manly, but this is also very great. Now, this one has 2 out of 10 on shine and 8 out of 10 on hold. So it holds very, very well. It's very sturdy. You can mold it into place any way you want it. So just use a little on top, and then a little bit extra on the sides and back for my hair. And it's perfect for thin hair like I have, or a little bit longer like my son's. As you can see, and the hold on my hair is pretty strong. So this is for like an out of bed look, and this is more like an earthy smell. You only need just a little bit to do your hair. I just did my own and my son's. And I think this is perfect to use on your hair if you have thin hair, just to get it to stand up. Or like my son, his hair is a little bit longer, and you can really make sure that the hair stays to the side. Now you just need to warm a little in your hand and then rub that all over your hand, so you can make sure that there's not a big lump somewhere in your hair. Just at one place. Now you can wash this off pretty easily with any kind of shampoo, so that's quite nice. And because of the smell and the hold, I really recommend this to anyone who wants that matte look. Hi, I'm Joost and I'm here today with the Shiner Gold clay. It's a pretty shiny clay, but it's not overly shiny with gels. It's still clay here, but not a really matte look. And it holds my hair up all day. You can see I've just applied a little here on top and then a little extra here on the sides. And that's keeping my hair up quite nicely. Now it smells really great. It's like this coconutty smell, a little bit of vanilla maybe. Okay, so this stuff is a little softer than other types of clay. You can see that. It comes out of the tin a little more easily. And you don't have to rub it across your hands as much. So this is a more softer clay, and it's a little bit further away from wax than other types. And what I do to apply this to my hair is just get a little bit out and then rub it across my hands, just a little bit to spread it out so you don't get large lumps in one place. Now the hold on this Shiner Gold is pretty awesome. And it's a little bit in between of the Uppercut clay and the Suavecito. But I do like the smell of this just a little bit better. And I think this is more my style, more of a metro style and less of a rugged type of man style. But the great thing about this is it's pretty matte, but not that matte. I have had products that were a little bit more matte, so it still gives a bit of shine while still being a moldable clay. And the cool thing is that you can go through your hair during the day, especially with longer hair like with my son's, and just mold that back into place again. So I really recommend this for people who want a clay and want a little bit more shine, not that matte look, and the ability to mold this and go through your hair during the day. Hi, I'm Joost and I'm here today with the Layrite cement clay. and it really does its name justice, cement. And they say here it holds like wax and washes out like gel, so that's pretty much it. It smells delicious, and you can also wash this out just with a little shampoo. But the hold is amazing. It says matte finish. It is a little bit more like a wet finish here and there than some of the other ones. Some are more matte and they are more like for a out of bed look or a really messy kind of hair. And this is like a little bit more like the slick look. As you can see, it's a little bit more slick here and there than some of the other ones. Now the look is also incredible. It has this nice design with the woman sitting here in like a barbershop setting. And the golden cap is amazing as well. So that's the first thing that attracted me to this. And of course the cement clay that's on here. And the matte finish, which is what I'm testing right now. Some of the products with the best matte finishes. Now this one does have an incredible look to it, but it's a little bit more shiny than some of the other matte finishes. So if you want a completely matte finish, then this product maybe isn't the right fit for you. As you can see, you have to scrape a little bit out and then mold that in your hand. It also smells amazing. It's a little bit like a more Metro Man kind of smell, just like with the Uppercut brand, where there are also more rugged type of smells like the Reuzel brand, for example. And I think this one is more like to the Metro Man kind of side. You can also wear this in your hair and then not use any cologne and still smell great all day. Now for my shorter hair, it can give me those nice spikes that I like. And for my son's hair, which is a little bit longer, I can easily mold this to one side and make a few little adjustments to make sure every hair falls in the right place. So I really recommend this for anyone looking for a matte finish, but not really matte and not messy hair, but still a way to sculpt your hair exactly the way you want it. I'm Joost and I'm here today with Slick Gorilla Clay Pomade, and it really has a strong hold and also a little bit of shine to it. It's like a hard clay when it comes out of the tin, but it smells and feels more like almost a gel than other clays that I've used. And this is also not a matte clay, but it does have a really firm hold. This can hold my hair in place all day, but it's not as good for going with your hands through your hair during the day and molding it back into place. It doesn't have like a hard texture like with some gels. So it's not like your hair is getting crispy at all, but it really is more like a shiny pomade. It's a little bit harder than some of the other clays I've tested. You can see you really have to rub your hands across the surface of this just to get a little out, and it's also very sticky. Now the shine is a little bit more like gel, and it also smells a little bit more like a gel would smell. And so it's a little bit more gel-like than some of the other pomades I've tried, like the Shiner Gold, the Layrite, or the Uppercut Deluxe. They're all more like this Metro Man kind of coconutty vanilla smell. This is more like a regular gel smell, and this is really like a firm hold and wet kind of look, not a matte and out of bed kind of look. So this is not really for making a messy type of hairstyle, but more, yeah, well, like the slick style where every hair is meticulously placed. Now this is also perfect for a little bit longer hair, to make that to stand to the side, or maybe a slick back look like with my son's hair, so that can hold in place during the day all day. So I really recommend this one for someone who wants a more wet look without like the crunch of a traditional type of hair gel, because your hair will stay soft with this one. I'm Joost and I'm here with the American Crew Defining Paste, and it's a little bit more messy, like an out of bed look, and it doesn't have a great big shine to it, but it isn't completely matte as well. So this is a great paste if you want that messy look, but not so much if you want to have a slick look and every hair placed in exactly the right place the way you want it. This is a bit between a wet gel and a matte clay. It's a defining paste is what they call it, and it's hard and gooey when it's inside the tin, but once you get it out, it immediately becomes like a wet substance. Way more than like a matte clay, but it still gives a matte defining texture. Now the hold isn't as good as some of the other products I've tested on my short and thin hair, so it's not that great to hold it up all day, but it does give a nice matte definition to the hair, even though the substance is quite wet. Now they call this perfect for frizz control, and it does give a little shine, but it's also a conditioner and moisturizing cream. I can get a pretty good definition here and make the hair stand the way I like it, although the hold isn't that great. It worked a lot better for my son's hair, which is a little bit longer, to get it to stand to the side and get that to keep in place than to mold your hair in a really particular way, like with my shorter hair. So all in all, this is a great product if you have a little bit harder hair to work with and to get that into shape the foley way you want it, instead of a clay or paste that keeps your hair up. I'm Joost and I'm here today with Reuzel matte clay, and it's one of the strongest clays that I've tested, and it smells a little bit more like a medicine than like a pomade, and it's a little bit more of a manly smell than some of the other pomades I've tested, which have more like a Metro Man smell, which I'm more accustomed to. But it does have a cool matte finish and a very strong hold. You can see that on my back and sides. So it's not really that messy look. It still has a little bit of shine to it, but it's a perfect product to get your hair to go exactly in the way you want it without having like this crunchy texture of a gel. Now this clay is actually a little bit harder and drier than most. So it's pretty dry when you take this out of the tin. Now this is perfect for holding your hair up, and it's also perfect for a little bit longer hair like my son's, to get it to stay to the side or have like a messy look, and this actually is pretty matte. So I really recommend this one for people who want a really strong hold all day with a completely matte look.